Kabuk ser banthia de ki archaka ki Jingpynbamsap kinti wan chak frang Yamaha but yoru ki cashback hado saujar tingka but jinga eru ki helmet habat thia de ki Yamaha scooter kin yoru ka discount ka bahadu nyaw jar tingka habat thia de ki bag FC but FZS but ru ka down payment ka bakhala jar tingka phone ki number harum Ka Congress kala dawa ya jing toket da ka Joint Parliamentary Committee JPC halor ka jingsha kanno ugautam Adani Bolapan Bambisa ya ki priu ka Sorkar Andhra Pradesh bat ki wede ka Jylla banyo ya ka contract shalan Bording Sngi ne solar energy kane ka jing ther ka Sorkar ka long hadien ba United States Security and Exchange Commission SEC kala kanno bo Adani Bolapan Bambisa 6000 hinyaw spasan phuklur ya ki he Sorkar Andhra Pradesh banyo ya ka jing te contract halor Sngi. Ka United States Security and Exchange Commission SEC kalakano bo Gautam Adani ulakando yung menteri rangba ka Andhra Pradesh hakati kapor ujagan Mohan Reddy ha ubanay naila rajar phuway ban penget yaga jingya soy bat ka Solar Energy Corporation of India SECI banyo di ka Bording ka ba hinyaw gigawatts bat kane kalapan long yaga SECI ban ay ka tender yaga Adani Group bat ka Azure Power ha usam ja arpo bandi ka Bording kat ar gigawatts Henry na marba kamla bandi nakajingrem dor ulapan bambisa arspa 100% million US dollar shaki he Sorkar ban la bandi ka Bording Sngi haus namjar phuway hadu ajar phulai Henry nakalyang ka seng YSRCP kalong ba kalathit ya kahinyaw gigawatts kadkum nga jingmenjur ka Andhra Pradesh Electricity Regulatory Commission hau banay nai wing jar phuway kalong ba kalay soyru ya jingyate hakashitarik no pra jar phuway hapadeng ka SECI bat ka AP Discoms bat ka ni ka jingyate lamenjur ka Central Electricity Regulatory Commission kadkum ka jingyate ka SECI kandi hinyaw gigawatts ka dingsngi hakador 6.7 khandai per kilowatt nakabenta arpusan snam. Habakren chiklap thai Khubor no ilam ka Congress uba Emmanuel Badwar ulong ba lada ka BJP ka kloy ban kyam ke menteri rangba ki badai nakalyang prasha tang na maraba shusha kan no pindan kam baklai ka pisa lai phuway klur lani shispa klur hatu kan ai yai light load yu ba pin bam pisa hado arjar klur tang na maraba uya jan ban menteri rangba du kari kane karukom ban shujit ya kibriu ban pinlong langkanya ha ka an kade ka Jingpynbamsap ya kari ulama hamba ya ka Sorkar Meghalaya ban thet Bording Sngi yo bakan ngatlang ka Jingpynbamsap ka bashir khay badul ong baka Sorkar Meghalaya kamdei ban Iakhaïi bat ka Adani Group.
For coming here on a brief notice, we're going to do a press briefing basically on the current imbroglio or the current scenario that is happening in which the Congress has raised a lot of hue and cry related to the Adani Group. What is happening is basically as of yesterday and day before yesterday, it came to our notice that in the United States, this Securities Exchange Commission, which is equivalent to SEBI in India, had actually made an accusation, or rather a very serious accusation, towards the Adani Group, whereby the Adani Group had actually gone to the United States and raised a lot of funds in order to enter this solar power basically, so on which they had cheated a lot of investors there by saying that they're going to get a lot of projects from the Indian subcontinent, and for which a lot of people have invested, but then they've used the money in which the investors have given in bribing the Indian government, and to the tune of $250 million, which is equivalent to around 2,000 crores, and because of which of this bribing they have got some kickbacks, and the kickbacks has amounted to quite a lot of profit for the company, and as per the statements that was given, it's nearly 16,000 crores of profit of doing this business. Now when you look at it, it is definitely illegal from a perspective that, first and foremost, in the United States they have said that you're not allowed to bribe, right? So whatever investors money people are putting in any business venture also, there are strict rules into which the American people cannot do. So Adani has actually misused that, and he had never even disclosed as to what kind of business the group is going to get, for which the the business house, the Adani business house, seems to be looking as if, like, it's a very financially stable company, and for which the market valuation of the company has gone up the roof, and they've made a tremendous profit out of which. Now these things cannot happen without the invisible hand of the government, right? So the Congress keeps on harping about this, and it has come very clearly right now that that the Adani group has gone to SEBI also, and when it went to SEBI, it did not disclose that these are the things that that there was an investigation that is being done in the United States of America. So which is again against the SEBI regulations, right? So by not disclosing that, but now it has come out in the light that that even in America probably the company has been investigated. And why do you think why we feel that this is very critical for the public at large to know is because of the activities of this group that is doing. There are a lot of kickbacks that it's getting from the government, right? And these kickbacks has actually resulted in the consumer losing at large. You see, if you ask me, the increase of electricity price in recent times, even in Meghalaya, has everything to do with this. Has a lot of things to do with this, rather, right? Why? Because Discoms has actually been made to buy electricity at a very high rate, and these solar energy that is being propagated in various other states in the country, be it Gujarat and many other places in which Adani Group has actually captured this, is a testament to exactly what Adani Group has been doing. And we will suffer as consumers because the energy price will keep on increasing. And not just this, Adani Group is not just into solar power, it is also into coal, right? So they've bought coal at a very cheap price and they've imported them to India. And when it reaches the Indian shores, they went and sold this coal to many of these electricity producing companies, and these companies were forced to buy this coal at an exorbitant price, whereby the profit in which the group, Adani Group, is made is huge. Now, how were they forced? Because the government implicated, and the government actually told these companies to buy the coal from Adani Group. Now, what happened is, invariably, they kept on violating the SEBI rules. Now, when they keep on violating such rules and they keep on violating how they operate in the various businesses that they do, many electricity producing companies are actually being forced to buy at a very high price for which they cannot they cannot keep on, selling the electricity at the rate in which they want to. Now, club that with the solar power again now. Now, solar power is also a main thrust of this government, right? Now, the solar power is also heavily into all this kind of a bribery, heavily into all this sort of rubbing shoulders with the government. And what we fear even in Meghalaya today is that this is actually percolating down to our state. Now, our state is also trying to push solar power to a very large extent. Now, we have to start questioning whether this solar power is actually going to flow from this Adani Group down, percolated down to our state, for which is going to be exorbitantly priced, and for which our state will invest in this infrastructure, which is very, very extremely expensive, and maybe even get kickbacks for a few politicians, and maybe that will translate in the long run for our state also having to pay a heavy price. And who will pay this heavy price? At the end of the day, it will be the consumer at large.